Yesterday, the big pass by Pedersen, and the shot, and eventually the goal by Krieger put Finland out of the medal round. The Americans go through and capture the fourth and final spot. Hello, I'm Paul Ferguson. With me is Richard Beaupre. Welcome to the second phase of the Group A competition from Finland.
It's all been decided who's in the top four and who isn't. The teams that aren't have still got a lot of respectability and personal pride to play for.
Well, the fans are still coming out to watch the games here as we take a look at the standings. The Soviets ended up in first place, the Swedes right there, the Canadians captured third, and the Americans with that victory over Finland were there in fourth.
It was hard fought. The Finnish supporters sad to see their team go to fifth, but they're still going to be there for them. The Czechs finished sixth, the Swiss seventh, and the Germans at the bottom.
Well, the Germans totally out of it for the first time in a long time. The games we're going to see today, Germany against Finland, that's going to be a good one. That's coming up next on Eurosport. Later on this evening, again on Eurosport, Switzerland against Czechoslovakia. 10 o'clock Central European Time, 9 o'clock UK time. What can the Germans do against the Finns in a moment's time?
As the tournament has gone on, the Germans and the Swiss have both played better hockey. A lot was expected of the Czechs and the Finns, but they're going to be there.
The Germans have some good goaltending in Merrick and Heiss. Porkany is always strong on defense. 35-year-old Kiesling is there too. Wagner, Wrench, Schmidt, and Niederberger can stop the play and can put the puck in the net.
They have got a lot of experience on the D. Up front, Trunchka, Hilger, Kammerer, those are experienced players. Hagen, of course, one of the best players that the Germans have year in and year out.
Nasser and Schertz have come over from East Germany, Dynamo Berlin, to help out, so they'll be out there skating their hearts out, trying to earn a place for next year. Up front, Brandl, Dreisaitl, Berwanger, and Rumrich will also play, and they'll see a lot of action against this strong Finnish side.
This team has run into stiff competition, but they've got a lot of personal pride, and as I said, they have played better as the tournament's gone on.
Taco going through the motions out there, scraping up the crease. Newman, the big defenseman, will be out there. Henriksen, Jutala, I like him. He's rough, he's ready. Siren got a great shot from the blue line. Luma is rough in the corners.
Their defense is steady, and they do play a very physical game. Up front, we've seen great things from Salan, number 8. He's one to watch for. Curry, of course, everything can be said about him. Suminen has been a very aggressive forechecker, and Peltoma is a big lad going down the right wing, and he likes to throw his weight around.
Up front, Kivila, the cheeky number 13, can really do damage when he starts to get those wheels moving. Nieminen is there, Christian Ruutu, Buffalo Sabres star, Turkinen, Keskinen, one of the hottest forecheckers on the team.
They have some of the best centers in this tournament. Their heads were down after yesterday's loss, but let's see what they can do in front of the home support.
Pentti Matikainen will have his work cut out for him to bring this side back to form today. They really thought they were going to go through into the medal round. They have the personnel, but on the day, the Americans beat them, and that's what counts. The Germans are disappointed that Gerhard Trunchka isn't here today. Hasn't been with the team for the entire tournament. He was complaining about money, complaining about being tired. Heiss will go between the pipes, face to face. They played 39, 9 draws, 9 victories for the Germans, but 23 for the Finns. 176 goals scored by Finland, only 123 by Germany. And the Norwegian referee, Tor Hansen, will get this one underway.
As you mentioned, Paul, the Germans have come to this tournament without the likes of Gerd Trunchka, Hemer, Fischer, Hoffner. They're not here. Complaining about money, and also the fact that without anybody getting relegated, they didn't feel there was as much to play for as there had been in the past. You'd have to question that attitude when it comes to a country's pride and stake, and they would like to have them here.
Exactly. I would have thought that personal pride was enough. When you're playing for your country, I know it's easy to say when you're sitting up in the commentary box, but I would have thought that money came a distant second. It's all about playing for your country, having the opportunity to represent your country in a great tournament like this. Niederberger with a smile on his face, big number 19, 28 years old, plays for Dusseldorf, and Cologne and Dusseldorf are well represented on the German side. Schmidt looking for the pass up on the blue. That was tipped forward, and Draisaitl picks it up. Draisaitl gets it back to the blue line. The Germans working it in nicely. The puck is stopped by a skate right in front of the goal. That was Jyrki Luma who spun around. Nieminen now to Curry. The return pass. Schmidt got it in, a skate, and Niederberger goes after it. Järvinen, who's out there replacing Järvenpää, gets it back to Luma. The shot, and Pepe Heiss picks that up. And the Finnish supporters like the positive start from their Finnish side here in the opening stages of this first period.
The Finns with a couple of good passes. Nieminen, Curry, you expect that from them. I do hope that the Finns will put something together for the home support. They shouldn't keep their heads down. They shouldn't just go through the motions. The Germans could give them a lot of trouble because they are starting to skate better, and they've got nothing to lose.
Keskinen dropped it back. The shot again. Heiss makes no mistake. Goaltender from Cologne being tested early. Olnik really has had his work cut out for him. He's got a lot of new players on the team. As we said, a few players who just didn't want to come. They weren't injured. It was just an attitude problem. Numminen along the boards. It's the last thing a coach wants when he's trying to put a team together. Salan runs into the referee. Works his way up slowly on the into the neutral zone. Pokorny gets the return pass. Jutila into the neutral zone. Suominen dropped that back, and Salan will race against Pokorny. Pokorny picks it up. Udo Kiesling. Still it's with Kiesling, 35 years young, gets it into the zone. And the whistle blows, and it'll give both teams a chance to change up their lines here in the first period. No score. Finland against Germany. And Pentti Matikainen almost pulled it off.
He certainly gave it his all. Word from the German coaching staff is Kuhnackel, the assistant coach of former German international, is very concerned about hockey in Germany. Thinks they've really got to draw the strings together and get the youth going.
Well, no matter where you're playing in the world, it's all important that you get the youngsters started at a very early age. The shot from Kirkinen. Ruutu is right there. The backhand shot is tipped away. Peltema behind the net, roughing it up a little. Ruutu is brought to the ice. Wagner brings it out. Wagner, the pass into center ice territory. Werner taken out of the play. Wagner gets the return pass, loses that in a skate, and eventually tips it forward to Ruutunen. Ruutu now, right in front. The tip coming from Kirkinen was well wide of the target. The Germans now in the neutral zone. Hilger perhaps hearing footsteps as he ducked away from that pass to avoid the check. And again, the team's changing. Tuomisto goes in after it. Schertz from Dynamo Berlin is out there, and that's nice to see. Kiesling, the young East German players who are no longer in East Germany, we're talking about using this as experience only, but they're getting the ice time today. Kivila drops that back. The pass into the corners, too far for Luma. Kiesling bats that along the boards. Schertz goes after it. They say that this guy has got to get a bit more physical. Kivila puts it up on the far side. Kivila breaks. The pass coming in is intercepted by Meyer. Numminen tips that, and that goes all the way over his stick to Jutila. The pass up to Numminen, and he lets that ride along the boards. Järvinen shadowed there by Schmidt. Dieter Hagen drops that off for Draisaitl. The long shot to tackle is easy for him to bring down. And that comes all the way back to the blue. Niederberger. Tackle gets it away. Nieminen. Curry breaking on the right wing. Curry stops. Flips it to the far side. The one-timer takes a deflection. Nieminen picks it up. Right in front, the tip there coming from Järvinen. Whistled by the front of the goal. And for Hagen now. A one-on-one situation. Hagen fakes the shot, but couldn't control the puck. Nieminen came up with it and took it against the boards. Bernd Trunchka lost control of that. Järvinen tips it to Curry, and that's batted back in by the Germans. Jutila. Still number 5 in possession. Keskinen. Suominen the shot, and Heiss makes the save. Kiesling along the boards, going after it as Brandl. Kiesling. Cook. His shot is well wide of the target. And both teams having the opportunities but not making the most of them. Cook is in there waiting for the loose puck. Salan now breaking down the right wing. Salan going right in on goal, takes a shot and just misses the far corner. Well, he's so fast when he gets those legs pumping, and he's got a great shot.
He's certainly one to watch. We mentioned him before the game. Winnipeg Jets are over here trying to sign him. They'd like to get their hands on him, but TPS Turku's making a bid for him as well.
Ruutinen, the long pass for Suominen, just a bit too far for him. Salan is on the forecheck. Cook up on the wing, and the Germans elect to change and dump it into the zone. That'll be an icing call. The tip from the German side of the red line goes all the way down the ice without anyone else touching it, and so the face-off will come back into German territory.
Look at that shot from Salan. He gets it away so quickly. He's on the right wing. Heiss just trying to take some angle away from him.
Luma. This is the net. Ruutu is right there. Ruutu being roughed up by Berwanger. Berwanger can't hang on to him. The shot comes from number 20, Kirkinen. But he made it easy for the goaltender.
Christian Ruutu once again doing a lot of work behind the net. It's out in front to Kirkinen. Has all day to take that wrist shot. Puts it right on the deflector glove of Heiss.
The long pass intended for Thomas Werner. Dusseldorf was too far for him, so they'll do that all over again.
The Finns are a stronger team. You can see they're a stronger skating team. Physically, they're stronger. The Germans are just going to be playing out of adrenaline pumping here, and that was a good try to get Werner behind the defense. Pull out all the stops, go for a breakaway if you can get one. They'll try anything.
Well, the last time they met in this competition, it was a bit one-sided, 6-0 for Finland. But I'm sure the Germans will have something to say about it today. Peltema to Ruutu. Ruutu takes the shot off the glove. Wrench tries to get it out. And the Germans throwing the puck around nicely in their own zone. Wrench into the neutral zone. The deflection there. Ruutu eventually gets it along the boards, but not far enough for anyone to pick it up. Hilger forechecking nicely. Peltema. That's not a good clearance. Luma takes the shot. The rebound is right there, and it's cleared into the corner. High sticking is the call. There is no score here in the first period. Finland against Germany. We're going to take a short break as the referee indicates there's going to be a penalty on the play. Join us in a moment for more action from Finland. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're still in the first period. 0-0 is the score. Germany against Finland. And the Germans with a man in the box.
First penalty of the game went to Marco Wrench for an action in front of the goal. High sticking was the call. The Finns with an opportunity to break the scoring here with a power play.
Järvinen hammered into the plexi in the corner, and that comes all the way down the ice. Curry will start it out slowly for Finland. Siren tries to run interference. Nieminen brings that over the line. Offside is the call. And the crowd didn't like that call, but you got to remember, Stalder and Firmanek are down on the lines, and they can see it better than anyone. Initially, it was waved off, and then the whistle blew.
That's what the crowd reacted to, Paul, the delay in making it. Both players are well over the blue line, and another pass had already been made by the time they blew the whistle.
Luma to Curry. Curry bangs that off the plexi. Kiesling took a hammering along the boards, and the Finns keep it in with Curry. The return pass to Luma. Jyrki Luma to Curry. Right in front of the goal, cleared away by Meyer. Curry still picks it up. Back to Luma. He's got Siren. Back to Curry. Ruutu's right in front. Luma takes a shot. That misses the goal. Behind the goal is Nieminen right in front. Ruutu. Oh, Ruutu looks so relaxed. He was right in the right place at the right time.
That guy's going to pull a muscle in his stomach if he keeps that up. Nieminen and Ruutu are both so dangerous behind the net. This time it's Nieminen's turn. The shot was wide from Luma. Nieminen heads up play, keeps control of the puck, fights off the defender. There's Ruutu all by himself in front of the goal. Good opportunity, well taken from Christian Ruutu. He makes no mistake.
That's his 5th goal of the tournament. 2 assists, brings him up to 7 points. 1-0 the score here in the first period, and the crowd love that one. The Germans now on the attack. A power play goal. Trnčka backhands it right to the side of the goal. Too many white shirts there to make anything of it for Germany. Draisaitl. Trnčka. That goes off a skate as Draisaitl picks it up and gets it to the far side. Trnčka moves in front of the goal. All the way back to the blue. Schmidt will bring that in. The tip is there.
Once again, the crowd not overly pleased. They thought the puck was over the blue line. There it is, coming right over the blue line. It's well out. Schmidt bangs it back in. The tip is made by Draisaitl in front, and they nearly had a goal. Everybody else had gone to sleep.
And now the whistle blows about 10 seconds after the play. Well, maybe the officials were out celebrating last night, but this tournament is far from over. We still have another week to go here on Eurosport. So stay with us. We're going to have action twice a day right up until and including Saturday, when we bring you the top 4 in action, and that will definitely decide the medals: gold, silver and bronze. The Soviets, the Canadians, the Swedes and the Americans are fighting for the medals. Right now it's all about personal pride as the Finns go up against the Germans. The Finns are leading it 1-0 here in the first period. Ruutu scoring on a power play effort. Henriksen. Ruutunen. Kivila. Oh, he's playing heads-up hockey. The pass to Turkinen was just a bit too hard for him as Ruutunen gets it over. That goes off Pokorny's stick, and we'll have another face-off. Souvenir there for one of the spectators.
Quick look at the German crowd, not looking too pleased. The Finnish defenseman keeps stepping right up to the blue line with all kinds of time to get these big shots away. The goalie usually will take a long shot, but they're going to have to play him harder and get him in the neutral zone. The forwards are going to have to start skating for the Germans, or they're going to be in real trouble.
Offside the call. So the face-off comes out just outside the blue line as Peltoma goes up against Berwanger. And the Finns are winning these draws, and Luma bringing it in. Luma trying to get it out front, and that went off a skate, eventually cleared out of the zone. Kilgore chases it. And the Finns being allowed a lot of time in front of that goal.
Once again, it's a defenseman. That was Luma that was on the attack, coming up from the blue line. The Germans are going to have to start taking the body out.
Luma again, dropping it back to Ruutu. The shot takes a deflection. And again, that goes off a defenseman. This time it's Wagner and goes over the plexi. But again, we see the Finnish defensemen and forwards moving right in on goal, 5-10 feet away, and allowed to let that shot go.
Look at Eric Kuhnackel, who's a former great German ice hockey player in his day. He's a man that's a bit concerned about German hockey. Not sure about the dedication and the lack of some of these players to come over and represent their country. He's got a young team, and he's certainly got a lot of pride. He'll be doing what he can.
Midway point through the first period. The Germans bunching and grouping in the neutral zone. As that takes a deflection and goes into the benches. They're really going to have to spread it out against this Finnish side. Let the puck do the work. That's what Finland does. You watch them when they go on the attack. They use the full width of the ice. Jutila off the boards to Curry. Rink-wide pass. Jutila gets it back to the far side. All over the ice. Curry now flips it into the far corner. Järvinen's going to pick it up. Järvinen along the boards takes a chop from Schertz. Nieminen tries to get that in. And hits a skate and deflects to the side of the net, and Heist calls for a face-off.
Heist not too likely to want to take many chances. Udo Kiesling was back there with him, but they're better off to take the face-off and start over again. The German forwards are going to have to pressure the Finnish defense harder than they are. They've got enough problems trying to deal with the likes of Nieminen, Curry, Salan. They can't be letting the defensemen skate through with the puck as well.
Meyer, good little move by him, and the pass eventually goes all the way down the ice. Well, he did the job of getting by two forecheckers, but then the pass went astray, and you can hear the jeers from the Finnish supporters. Come on, let's get this game rolling. We've seen enough icing, enough offsides. Another face-off in German territory. Keskinen goes up against Draisaitl. Keskinen tries to tip it back to Henriksen. Dieter Hagen can't get a skate on it, and the Finns keep it in. Suominen couldn't reach that, and that's tipped out into the neutral zone. Dieter Hagen's got a breakaway. Hagen going right in on goal. He shoots, he scores! Oh, a great move. Taco flopped to the ice. But what a professional move there by Dieter Hagen.
23. Dieter Hagen with his fourth point of the tournament. He's one of the experienced players on this club. We've mentioned Gerd Trunchka, who's not here with him this year. Hagen's still doing everything he can do. A great move, pulls the puck to the forehand and beats Taco. Taco trying a little move to come out, take it away from him, but he does well to keep his head up and go around him.
Taco thought he was going to go the other way, so he put the stick out for the poke check, and that didn't come off. He really did advertise that move just a second too soon.
Well, he played that like a football goalie, just slid across to one side with the pad stacked, and at the last minute tried for a poke check, but Hagen was too smart for that one.
Back on the attack now, Germany. Luma takes his man out of the boards. Draisaitl picks it up, and this game has picked up a gear. Taco bats that behind the goal, and three Finns are breaking. Coming down the right wing to Amisto. Tries to get that out front, is eventually squeezed out of the play by Schmidt. And the Germans now starting to put their act together as they bring it out into the neutral zone. Hagen waiting for support. A nice little pass there to Cook. Cook on the backhand side being shadowed by Jutila. His pass comes out, intercepted right by the side of the goal by Numminen. A rink-wide pass, the Finns. Kivela. Some good back-checking there by Kopp. Number 9 was taken out of the play at the far end of the rink and came right back to help out at this end. That took a weird and wonderful bounce Brandl getting the wood on that. Peltoma now. Peltoma breaking in. Peltoma going right in for a goal. Oh, and Ruutu couldn't pick up the loose puck. Ruutu gets it back. The shot is faked. The wrist shot, it comes off Udo Kiesling. Peltoma couldn't get it away. Spent too much time on the puck, and Henriksen has to come to the rescue.
Peltoma had a good head of steam going down the right wing that time. Unlucky to be able not to be able to cut in.
Jutala got it over. Christian Ruutu has Peltoma. The backhand shot, they score! Henriksen, again we see a defenseman moving forward, and this time taking advantage of the situation.
Number 3. The class of the players like Christian Ruutu, Jari Kurri, it all shines in situations like this. Ruutu controlling the puck, swings right away from the German defense, lays a great back pass on the forehand side to Henriksen, who's breaking through. Henriksen on the backhander, wastes no time. Once again, Paul, as we've mentioned, the Finnish defense allowed to step up from the blue line spot and have a good chance.
Well, you got to take those guys out once they start to move, get in front of their faces. Don't let them have the freedom to go forward and take the give and go. That was just a give on that occasion. No need to go for anyone else. Henriksen completed the task. Ruutunen looking for Nieminen, intercepted nicely. The pass in front by Berwanger is intercepted, and Nieminen picks it up and gives it to Kurri. Kurri on the right wing. Kurri looking for Järvinen. He's shadowed in front. Wagner stays with him. Hilger is there. And again, it's one-way traffic as the Finns pile it on. Järvinen right in front, and Heist bats that away. Järvinen. Nieminen. Kurri. And Järvinen out there really skating circles around the Germans. Siren gets it to Ruutunen. Ruutunen to the far side to Kurri. Offside is the call. And again, we see the Finns spreading it out, and the Germans are bunching.
The Germans are really caught watching the play. They're slow to get to the guy they're supposed to be covering. The only thing that saved him there was a good defensive play to push Nieminen off sides.
Keskinen into the face-off circle, but not for long, as he and Röhmich are told to leave. Oswald got it back. Meyer put it to the far side. Kiesling, the tireless workhorse for the German side, really doesn't stop skating. He's out there. Schertz with Oswald. The Finns with a lot of time to throw it around. Keskinen had that go off his stick. Oswald picks it off and takes it into his own territory and gives it off to Meyer. Meyer down the left wing is happy to give that to goaltender Taco. Meyer. Luma. A nice little move by him. Keskinen takes the shot. The rebound is there. That's put into the corner. Ruutunen. And that trickles out over the blue line, and a good chance there for Finland. Pushed all the way back to the D. Both teams trying to get fresh legs out there. The two-line pass is the indication. We're going to take a break now as both teams change up their lines. We'll be right back with more action from Finland.
When you find yourself in someplace new, just remember we've all been there too. So just keep thinking sharp, and everywhere you go, you're not alone. And in the morning light,
The bridge between you and happiness. Sharp.
Welcome back to the first period action here in Finland. And the Finns are leading this 2-1. The Germans have had some great opportunities though, and they're still in this one. Pushed into Jutila. Numminen gets it on the blue and pumps it out. Along the boards, Draisaitl, a nice little pass to Trunchka. Trunchka to Niederberger. Niederberger gets it over the red and puts it in to Finnish territory. Draisaitl goes after his man and loses his stick. To Amisto, giving it to Kivila. Kivila is poke checked by Schmidt, and that comes back to the hash marks, and Dieter Hagen, the goal scorer for Germany, picks it up and gives it to Niederberger. To Schmidt. Schmidt for Germany to do Draisaitl. Draisaitl working with Hagen. Over to Hagen. Hagen can't find it in his skate. Eventually picks it up. Hagen works right in front. Tried to give it back and had it at the side of the net, and eventually one too many white shirts were there to pick it up. Kivila looking for Peltoma. Some good stuff there from Germany. Hagen putting on the pressure once again. That shot in by Niederberger. Numminen hammers his man against the wood. Trunchka goes in to pick it up. Finland now on the attack. Ruutu with Peltoma. Ruutu, the rink-wide pass intended for number 20, Risto Kirkkonen, was intercepted, and Brandl has it for Germany. Brandl breaking now, being shadowed by Ruutu. Well, he really did get a good chopping from Ruutu. Kopp puts it into Taco. Taco to the far side. The pass into the neutral zone is intercepted, and eventually Henriksen comes up with it and gives it to Ruutunen, who passes it off on the right wing to Ruutu. Ruutu, still going down the right wing, is hit nicely by Porkornoi. Brandl gets it over, and the Germans now with Brandl looking to get that touch for the return pass from Porkornoi. Kiesling. Not a good clearance from the Germans here, and a chance perhaps for Curry. That's batted away from him into the neutral zone. And except for the odd break every now and then, Richard, it really is one-way traffic.
The Finnish forwards are making it very easy on their own defense by back-checking as hard as they are. Every time the Germans do come down the ice, there's someone right on their back lifting their stick and taking the puck off, and that makes it very easy for the defensemen as far as the Finns are concerned.
The rink-wide pass to Hilger. Hilger runs into Curry but shoots it into the top of the circle. Jutila along the boards to Nieminen now. Nieminen on the left wing to the far side to Curry. Curry puts it right on the doorstep of Heiss, and Wagner picks it up for Germany, but it's not out of harm's way. Nieminen. Curry. The shot takes a deflection. That bobbles up. Came from Siren. Curry picks it up along the boards. Jarbinin right across the goal mouth. Wrench picks it up now for Germany off the boards. And the Germans, all they can do is shoot it in, and both teams go for a change. Less than 2 minutes on the first period. 2-1 for Finland over West Germany. The break now didn't come off for Werner. Siren got it up, and Keskinen up on the wing. Salan. Salan now on the backhand side, tips it off his skate. Kiesling is there to take him out of the play and hang on to his stick. The official sees that. He had to see that. He was standing on the open side, but he lets play continue. The quick break intended for Schertz doesn't come off. Salan goes after it, and that's a good hit from him.
The German bench reacted. The crowd liked what they saw. Salan threw a nice hit.
Jutila. 1 minute now on the period. Niederberger for Germany. Still Niederberger against Numminen. Rumrik goes after him. And the Finns again allowed to break out of the zone with Kivila. Still Kivila's got a chance. He takes the shot but fans on it completely. He overshot it. Going in after it is Turkkonen. Kivila right in front. The shot there and a great save. Tuomisto had a golden opportunity. Heiss came up with a save. 24 seconds on the period, and what a great opportunity there once again for Finland.
Finns had 3 or 4 players way up around the front of the goal. Unlucky not to put another goal in on this chance. There's Tuomisto, he's got all day. Heist comes up very big. Kevalo with 2 or 3 guys he could pass to in front of the goal. Sees Tuomisto there. Heist was so lucky to keep that one out of the net.
Just not high enough. He'd like to have that one over again. Schmidt along the boards gets the clearance at the second attempt. Dieter Hagen. Hagen down the right wing. Still it's Hagen. Shoots that into the corner. Trunchka is there. Draisaitl, 5 seconds. Cleared away by Ruutu. That goes out, and there goes the buzzer to end the first period. Ruutu started the scoring for Finland. Dieter Hagen on that breakaway leveled the account, and Henriksen came up from the defense to make it 2-1. That's the way the period ended. We're going to be back with the second period in a moment. Join us then, because we'll be right back with more action from Finland. Welcome back to the second period. The team's out on the ice now. 2-1 the score, Finland over Germany. It's a close encounter, but it really has been one-way traffic for most of the period. Let's take a look at the Finns and what they've done throughout the tournament.
For the first round, the Finns finished 5th. They beat the Czechs in their opening game 2-0. They tied with the Swedes 4-4. They lost to the Russians 3-0. They went down to the Canadians in their next game 5-3. They beat the Germans the first time around 6-0. They beat the Swiss 6-1, and they lost a tough one last night to the Americans 2-1.
The Germans looks like this. Against the Swedes, it was 8-1. The Soviets 7-3. The Canadians 3-2. They're all losses. The Czechs 7-1. 6-0 against Finland. A good result against the Americans 4-4, and the Swiss was 5-2. So it really has been a bad tournament for the Germans. They have struggled throughout, and the action here has just started with the German side playing from left to right, and the puck is in their zone. Järvinen, that comes off a skate. Schmidt slows it down, looks for someone to pass to, gets it into the neutral zone. Draisaitl breaking with Dieter Hagen. The pass coming back. Trunchka tries to work around Niemann. Right in front, Hagen is tied up.
Sarin doing a good job in front of the goal, tying up Hagen for that return pass. A punch was thrown away from the play. Loom having a quick word with the ref, as if to say, I didn't believe you caught me on that one. But he has been caught. He's too big to hide anywhere. The Germans with their first chance for a power play.
23-year-old Jyrki Nummab, Vancouver Canucks star, spent some time with the Montreal Canadiens. Gets called for roughing. Now, can the Germans take advantage of this situation?
They'd certainly like to tie here early into the second period to give them a lift.
Coming up to 40 seconds gone in the period. Ruutu races after it, and that's the kind of thing you're going to see from Finland. Aggressive forechecking. They really don't stop skating, and Ruutu puts in the big chop as Kopp picks it up. A nice little tip forward, coming back on the attack now. Kammerer to the far side. Punched into Pokorny. Kiesling takes the shot, the save is there, the rebound comes out, and Kammerer couldn't get the wood on it, and that's cleared out of the zone. And Ruutu comes off for a well-deserved break. Grandel is brought down. The pass is right there from Nieminen. It didn't connect, and that's the kind of thing the Finns love to do. Kopp takes the shot. It's a weak one, goes wide of the target. And Taco looks up to say, almost to say, what's all the fuss about with a shot like that? Kopp. Back to Kiesling. This time it's got more steam on it. Kammerer couldn't get a handle on that one. And Kopp on the circle. A good pass from him. He's got all the time in the world. Decides to go with the shot, and again it has more steam on it as Kammerer jumps all over Taco. And Taco won't be too happy about that.
Kammerer trying to be a nice guy, just grabbing a hold of him rather than hitting him. Sharp angle shot. You never know. Cup says, I'll take a chance. It's right in the glove. Taco's hanging on. Sort of a gentlemanly complimentary grab made there, but Taco says, hands off.
36 seconds on the penalty. Ruutunen being shadowed there by Trunska. That comes all the way around to Draisaitl. And we have another whistle on the play. And this time it's the Germans who will have a man in the box. Schmidt for hooking.
Schmidt not too pleased with the call. Just trying to keep the forward away from the puck. Finns aggressively trying to get to it. Schmidt will sit too for hooking no matter what he thought of the call.
Ruutunen will play around with this for a while until they can get their man back on the ice. Coming down from the sharp angle. The rebound right in front is Turkinen. He really couldn't put it by Pepe Heiss. 8 seconds on the Finnish penalty, 1:38 on the German penalty. The Finns throwing that puck around, waiting for Luma to come back on the ice, and he does. Now they're back at full strength. The break now on for Draisaitl. A good check to get away from Ruutunen. Turkinen picked it up and dropped it for Siren. Jutila up on the wing for Keskinen. Still with Keskinen. Numminen. Keskinen to the side of the goal. Heiss is way out of his goal. Salan has a chance to poke it out front. Salan goes after it again. And again we have a whistle on the play.
The Finns can't believe they have the amount of time that they do around that goal. You can see them taking their time. They're holding on to the puck. The past few games they haven't been allowed to do that. Tough checking by the Americans last night. I think they're a bit astonished that they've got the amount of time they do have. They're not making the most of it.
Keskinen and Berwanger being told to get out of the face-off circle. Numminen stops that from going over the blue. Keskinen picks it up. Return pass to Keskinen. Back to Numminen. Back to Keskinen. A lot of time. 40 seconds to go on the penalty. Salan, Keskinen. Still it's Keskinen. Back to Numminen. Back to Keskinen. This time he's going to shoot. He takes the shot and it goes off a leg. And that's cleared away by Werner. 25 seconds on the penalty.
The Germans closing the box in very nicely. Did a good job to get the puck out that time.
A long shot coming from Oswald. Wide of the net with 11 seconds on the penalty. And the Germans have done well under pressure here from Finland as Numminen shoots it in to the far side. The Germans will get there first and clear it down the ice. They're back at full strength, and so the icing whistle blows.
The Finns seem to have gone into neutral here. They're not really skating that hard, going through the motions at the moment. It's only a 2-1 game. Matti Kainen isn't going to be pleased with this. With all respect to the Germans, their box held tight, and they managed to kill off the 2-minute penalty.
Good look there at Andreas Niederberger, 28-year-old star of Dusseldorf. Been around for quite a while for the Germans. Sees more than his fair share of ice time out there. Schmidt got that off the boards, intended for Trunska. That's batted all the way back to Sienen on the D. Trunska trying to muscle his way over the blue line against Jyrki Luma, and he comes out second best on that one. And the Finns now bringing it forward. Järvinen on the backhand side. Järvinen puts it right in front. And the shot from Curry was deflected into the corner. Draisaitl goes after his man. And Niederberger spins, tries to get it away from Nieminen. Järvinen goes in to help out. And that's pushed to the far side. 5 minutes gone in the second period. 2-1 is the score. The Finns are leading this one. The Germans trying to get something going in the Finnish zone, but again we see the Finns breaking with 3 attackers. Curry now at the top of the circle, dropping it back. Nieminen to the far side, not a good pass from him, and the Germans break hard. Brandl hammered out of the play again, and the Finns are really throwing their weight around out there. And the Germans are coming off second in just about every encounter.
The Germans are quickly discovering that going down the right side isn't the answer. Luma and Henriksen have belted the forwards right at the blue line both times.
Ruutu trying to get around Kammerer. Kirkkonen and Peltoma. The loose puck is right there. Peltoma had a stick on it. There was no one out front to get the loose puck. Draisaitl, oh, a nice move by him. Offside is the call. And Draisaitl will be upset over that. Interference also the call on the plate.
Well, it seemed like a good play by Christian Ruutu. Ends up costing him. You can hear his response. That is perfectly plain English. He's not happy. He had pushed the forward off sides at the blue line as Draisaitl kept going with the puck over. There you can see it. The referee on the play says that's interference. 9 out of 10 times they let that go. This time they don't.
The face-off in the neutral zone. Niederberger collects and gets it over to the left wing. The long shot. Taco drops it down for Siren. And that's cleared as far as the blue. Kept in by Niederberger. Tapped into the corner. Srnčka wants it back. Goes in after it. Can't get there. And now Finland bring it out. 2 against 2. Tuomisto decides to change direction with 1:34 on the Finnish penalty and gets it back to Siren, who pops it out into the neutral zone. Srnčka to the far side. 6:35 now gone in the second period. Niederberger going forward over the red line to Dieter Hagen. Hagen drops it off. The return pass to Schmidt to Niederberger. Some nice stuff from Germany, but Draisaitl couldn't hang on to that. Hagen goes after it, and that gets as far as the blue line. The shot comes in, is high, the rebound is right there, tackles down. Schmidt skated by it and decided to leave well enough alone, but Srnčka was right in the thick of it.
Good play at the blue line by Michael Schmidt to keep the puck in. There's a good look at Srnčka putting his head back on. Schmidt walks right in, really lets one go. It's right up into the chest area of Srnčka. It hits him, falls down nicely to Taco. Luma comes in to make things worse and puts Srnčka on the seat of his shorts. Taco's got the puck, Luma's got Srnčka. The Germans have nothing out of that.
Jutsala. 56 seconds now on the penalty. Off the boards and all the way down the ice. Coming up now to 40 seconds on the penalty. Werner brings it up the right wing. Werner trying to get by his man. And again, the Finns find the opening and clear it down the ice. Wrench. Berwanger to the far side. The return pass is not a good one. Eventually picked up by Udo Kiesling. Kiesling over the blue. Whistles that around the boards. Stopped nicely by Taco, and Numminen gets it out. Marco Wrench again has to go deep with just 5 seconds on the penalty. A great job by Finland to kill this one off as Ruutu steps back on the ice. Werner stops in the corner, drops it back to the D. Kiesling gets it over. The slap shot comes in from number 16, Wrench. An easy one for the goalie to handle, and Jutsala gets it up. Back on the attack now, looking for Ruutu. Ruutu is fresh after that 2-minute layoff in the sin bin. getting it out to Henriksen. Henriksen takes the shot. That's batted away by Heiss, and Udo Kiesling gets it forward. The Germans, a 2-on-2 break now. Schertz out there with Oswald. That comes back to the blue. The shot is well wide of the target. Niederberger on the backhand side, looking for someone to pass to. Niederberger takes a rough ride against Henriksen. Some good stuff by the Finns as they eventually retain possession. Suominen gets it up. Ruutu breaks for the net, looks for the pass, and that didn't come from Peltomaa. Wrench is taken out of the plate, and now Germany breaks. 2-1 the score, 9 minutes gone here in the second period. Germany coming back strong. Rumrich is taken out of the play, stopped cold in his tracks, and that goes to the far side. Some good body checks thrown by the Finns here in the second period. They really are stopping the Germans cold.
Both teams are starting to throw the body around, but they're both giving each other room to skate. And both teams are starting to string their passes together a lot better.
Suominen goes in the corner. Suominen picks it up, being shadowed by Tunchka. Suominen looking for the return pass. It's in the skate. Kiesling goes after Suominen. Suominen's got a rail cut. The loose puck is there, and a great save by Ice. Oh, Keskinen had 2 chances. Tunchka picks it up and is eventually taken out of the zone by Luma.
Good job in the goal from Joseph Pepe Heiss. He robs Keskinen twice.
The whistle blows, and the Finns are looking all around them. What do they have to do to put the puck in the net? 2-1 is the score here in the second period. Let's look at that action again.
The Finns have got the Germans in all kinds of trouble deep in their own zone. Keskinen with 2 great opportunities. Heiss with super reflexes just to come up and get those saves, both of them.
Suominen got it across. 1 shot there from Keskinen. Another shot, another great save by the goaltender. The action now at the other end of the rink. This time it's Taco who's called on to make the save. Turkinen shoots it down midway point through the second period. It's 2-1. The Finns are leading this one, but it's still anyone's game. Numminen. He's got Kivola. Kivola. The shot, a great save again. The rebound is right there. Numminen moved right in to take the shot on the wrong defense, and Kopp is brought down by 22, Pekka Turkinen. Play allowed to continue. Numminen on the blue. Gets it forward, too far for anyone, picked up by Marco Wrench, who gets the return pass, and Wrench brings it forward. Wrench, being shadowed by Kivola, gets away from him, runs into Jutila and decides to go to the far side. The long shot there by Thomas Brandl is not a good one from him, and Meyer will have to go deep to pick it up. The Finns going for the change, and keeping it in was Nieminen. Eventually it comes out along the boards to Kopp. Kopp over the blue. The shot goes off a skate, and Järvinen will pick it up. That's a giveaway by Järvinen. The shot is right there. Oh, and it just bobbles wide of the target. Tackle lost that one completely.
Great opportunity. Hilger was in there. The Finns lucky to get away with that one.
Curry backhands that along the hash marks to Nieminen. Nieminen looking for Järvinen. It's right in front. The shot is picked up by the goaltender. Again, Pepe Heiss saves the day. We're going to take a short break. Join us in a moment. This great action will continue, I'm sure. Welcome back to the second period here in Finland. The Finns are leading this one 2-1, and what a great game this has been. Both goaltenders are shining. Pepe Heiss for the Germans and Taco for the Finns have pulled off some incredible saves as Ruutu gets the draw, and the Finns are allowed to take the shot. And again, Heiss comes up with a save, and it was like the Germans were in slow motion there. They just stood around and let the Finns gather the puck and take the shot.
Peltomaa not wasting any time. It's a bad angle for him as well, but he lets it rip. We're seeing excellent goaltending. There's a look at that. What did Heiss actually see? He had Wrench right in front of him. He couldn't really get a good view of that puck.
Ruutu gets it back to Timo Salin. Again, Heiss is there. Ruutu going after his man, and this Finnish line really are forechecking the Germans right out of the ice. Turkinen got that forward. Peltoma again on the backhand side. Peltoma tries to get it out front. Some good stuff there by Wagner to break that one up, and it starts to get a bit rough as Hansen signals that he wants players to step over to the penalty box.
That altercation was created by the players going to the front of the goal. There's quite a bit of hacking and whacking going on. There's a high sticking call. That'll be Rumrick going to the box for the Germans. He was involved. Good move by Peltoma. He's around the outside. Good defensive play from Wagner. Saved that. You can see 29 Rumrick really taking his man, number 20, into the net very hard. Kirkinen ended up on just about eating the crossbar. Not a good penalty. Wagner had already made a good defensive play. The Germans have got to stay out of this kind of action.
So a power play situation for Finland with 12:09 gone in the second period. Niederberger being shadowed by Timo Salin. He gets it to the far side, and the clearance goes all the way down the ice. Numminen being chased there by Draisaitl. A nice return pass right into the center slot area, and Finland now breaks. Suominen on the far side. Draisaitl decides to forget about the puck, goes right after the man. The fake shot was more of a pass to Keskinen, and that really didn't come off. It took a deflection at the last moment.
You can see what Jutila was trying to do, just feather the pass through. The Germans lucky to get that one out.
Germany throwing the puck around nicely as Brandl gets that out of German territory and shoots it down the ice. Jutila. A long pass up to Christian Ruutu. Ruutu being hooked all the way down the ice as he goes in on the backhand side. Ruutu still with it. Ruutu going for a skate, drops it back into the corner. A lovely move by him. Keskinen pumps it back into the corner and then gets a return pass on the hash marks. Back to the D. Numa gets it over to 9, Ville Siren into the corner. Siren has Numa. Siren, you can hear the crowd getting behind the Finns. They want some action, they want some goals. Keskinen now. The box staying right where it should be. That comes all the way back to Luma, back to the far side. The shot is weak by Ruutu, right over. Oh, and Keskinen put that over the goal.
What a pass from Christian Ruutu. You see the response, the look of the faces in the crowd. Everybody figured he was going to put it in. What a cheeky move. The puck has really moved around well from the point. There's Ruutu through the legs. What an opportunity for Keskinen. Look at that pass. Drills it right over the top of the net. Heiss, in just desperation, trying to dive back into the goal. Wouldn't have had a chance.
Heiss was well and truly out of the picture.
I think the whole crowd was out of the picture on that one. Nobody thought that Ruutu was going to make that kind of a pass.
Well, today the Finns are enjoying their hockey. They look so confident out there as they throw the puck around. Siren getting it back in. 2 seconds on the power play. Curry took a swipe at that. Numa picks it up in the neutral zone. The Germans are back at full strength. The pass into the neutral zone is tipped away. Berwanger just escapes a serious hit there, and that's kept into the zone. Turkinen to Curry. The tip is right there. Another one, and this time Pepi Heiss tried to get it and he couldn't. Curry along the boards, and it really is all the action in the world around that goal. Pepi Heiss is flopping, diving, jumping all over the play to make the save.
I do feel the Finns feel that they have the control of this game, and they're really making a lot of extra passes. It's like you score, no you score. They're really in control out there. They're playing very confident, as you mentioned, Paul, and they're just picking their spots.
Turkinen to the far side. Tuomisto takes a shot. That hits a defenseman. Turkinen into the corner, and the Germans eventually get a hold of it and bring it out. Kiesling dropping it back. The return pass The shot just doesn't come. It's right there, and Schertz really couldn't get the wood on it. Kivila gets it up, looking for the return pass. Drop back, Henriksen puts it into the corner. Kivila, Henriksen takes a swipe at it. Kivila now, and a chance perhaps for Henriksen as that came off the goaltender's stick. Kivila picks it up. A lot of time to skate around, but perhaps too much time on the puck as Udo Kiesling shot that into the corner, and Jörg Meyer took it away from him. A rink-wide pass. Both teams trying to get fresh legs out there, and the Finns losing concentration as Kiesling brings it over with Trunchka. Kiesling has dropped to the ice.
You could hear that all over the rink. Henriksen coming back on his man. Really gave him a two-hander. Watch this, Rotanen making a move, hooking his player after the original call's already been made. That was just a token hook, basically. The referee wasn't even looking at that. The two-hander that Henriksen had given was the original call for slashing. The Finns just really are playing confident hockey. You can tell that they don't feel that threatened by the Germans. They constantly have four men going forward. One defenseman is always getting involved in the offense. It could cost them. The Germans have played tough. They fought back and drew with the Americans in a very tough game. They can play with anybody given the chance.
Just under 4 minutes remaining on the period now. Niederberger, a chance. Niederberger takes a shot. That's right out front. That's in the net. Draisaitl was there. A power play goal. And perhaps the Finns are just a bit too relaxed out there. The score is level.
Well, the original save is made. There's three Germans in front of the goal. The only man back is Christian Ruutu, and he's a forward. I'm sure that Matty Kanen's going to have a word about this. Defense, you've got to stay back. There's Draisaitl pumping the rebound home. The Germans are level. It's still anybody's game.
Great effort by the Germans here in the second period to bring themselves level. They will enjoy that one. And once again, we see that the crowd here in Finland is completely silenced by a goal against the run of play. They have dominated this period. Jyrki Luma picks himself up and brings it into the zone with Suominen. Suominen gets away from Trunchka. Back to the blue, a nice play there. The wrist shot comes right in. That takes a deflection. You can see the Germans are starting to pick up their men now, and the break is on. Trunchka takes the shot, and again, Taco lets the rebound come out before he falls on it. And maybe Taco hasn't had enough action to keep himself in this game, but he's going to have to prevent those rebounds from coming out in the first instance.
Coach Matty Kanen's got to have a word with his defenseman. This time it's Luma that's caught up. Trunchka's off to the races. Siren's scampering to get back. The only other man back is Salan, and he's a forward. The Germans are going to make him pay the price if they keep playing this style of hockey.
Back to the point, the Germans keep it in, going after it as Brandl. Brandl's pinned against the boards. The shot comes right out front, and the Germans just missed the far post. And that goes back in, and Brandl along the boards with Nieminen. Nieminen brings it out and gets it to Järvinen. Luma having words as Hansen looks on. Brandl wasn't too impressed with the way he was held against the boards.
Nieminen after the puck. Luma's got the man. It's Brandl and Luma. I think it's a draw on points. Brandl's stick came around at the end of it, hit Luma on the back of the head. That made him go back for a little bit more. No real damage. Both teams will have one man in the box. The Finns should also be aware that a man named Heiss is having a great game in the goal for the Germans. He's been stopping everything they've been throwing at him. They're going to have to get more serious.
So both teams with a man in the penalty box. Jari Kurri with less than 3 minutes on the clock here in the second period. Curry on the wing. Nieminen can't get the pass to him. Nieminen still trying to get it as he lies down on the ice. Kopp gets it up on the wing. The shot coming in. Oh, that hit the post! Kammerer really did get a piece of that. Kiesling gets it to the far side. Curry will go after this, but Pokorny will get there first. Kopp takes a swipe at it. Curry picks it up on the hash marks. Nice little move by Curry to get himself out of trouble and bring it out of the zone. Curry over the blue, waiting for support. A rink-wide pass is not a good one as Pokorny picks it up. Numminen was the attendant receiver, and the long shot goes high and into the crowd.
Matty Kanan with the look that we've seen all through the tournament. Never shows a lot of concern or expression. Little stopwatch in his hand. Possibly keeping track of how long, who's out there for, and what they're doing. That was that shot from Kammerer just off the post. The Germans unlucky not to be ahead on that one.
Henriksen. Berwanger goes after him. Ruutunen comes in to help out. Henriksen. A rink-wide pass. The Finns now stringing it together. Oh, Salan was just an inch away from the break on the wing. Some good stuff by the Finns as they make those rink-wide passes. Timo Salan drops it back to Henriksen. He takes the shot. That's deflected at the last moment. Wrench getting a shot. Henriksen now. Salan. Salan out there with Ruutu, and Ruutu really has been causing all the problems. Salan has dropped to the ice. Play allowed to continue. Hilger. I guess the Germans can't believe their luck out there. They got away with that one and then stopped skating altogether. They had a good break on goal. The Finns bring it out now as we approach the last minute of play in the second period. 10 seconds on the penalties. Ruutu. Ruutu the shot, the quick wrist shot. Handled by Heiss on the glove hand side. Ruutu never afraid to let the shot go.
The Germans have definitely lifted their spirits by coming back into the tie. They are trying very hard. The Finns are very clever with their passes though. Salan with a couple of great moves in that last shift. I still feel that Heiss has been a differing factor. The Germans are playing tough hockey and Heiss is keeping the puck out of the goal.
Two seconds on the penalties, and the players in the box looking to their benches to see what they're supposed to do. Brandl and Jyrki Luma will step onto the ice. That goes back to Numminen. Numminen takes the shot. An easy one for Heiss, but that's kicked to the side of the rink. Keskinen tips it back in. Both teams back at full strength. Meyer whistles that back along the boards to Udo Kiesling. Kiesling will be happy just to get it out of the zone as the clock ticks it down. Suominen along the board. Suominen gets the return pass. Suominen shoots over, the great save again. Suominen with two shots there, and Heiss with two key saves on the play.
Another great opportunity for the Finns to take the lead. There's the play coming in. Great pass. Suominen with the shot. There's the rebound. What a chance. Keskinen's going to be seeing some of these in his sleep. He's had 2 or 3 opportunities in this period. There he is again, just trying to get the last touch. Good heads-up pass. Suominen with the original shot. It's off the pads. Heiss does so well to react. Makes a good save off Keskinen again.
Ruutu taking his time on this face-off. He wants everyone in the right position as he goes up against Kammerer. They win it. The shot takes a deflection. And Niederberger is hurt on this one.
You can see even the Finnish forward who is being covered by Niederberger waving for the German bench to get a trainer or somebody out on the ice. That hurt.
Well, that shot really was flying from the blue line. Niederberger got right in front of it.
The trainer coming out to ask him if he's okay. I'm sure if he felt he could respond, he would answer him. not always a question you want to hear when you're down on the ice. You're squirming around in pain. The trainer comes out on the ice and says, "Are you okay?" There's the shot. It's deflected. Watch Niederberger. That comes right up. Bang. Way up high. It could have been very dangerous.
Niederberger makes his way slowly to the dressing room. And that'll be a sad sight for the German fans. He's a key player on their defense. 30 seconds now on the period as Dieter Hagen gets it over. Trunchka lets that ride. Suominen gets back as he's being shadowed there by Draisaitl. 19 seconds on the clock. Schmidt goes deep. Salan is all over him. Draisaitl picks it up. Ruutu is on top of him, and that comes out into the neutral zone. 10 seconds now on the clock. Suominen gets it deep to the far side. Ruutu, a chance for one shot. He winds up, and Heiss lets it fall to the ice. And there goes the buzzer to end the second period. A lot of action around the German goal, but really Pepe Heiss was too strong between the pipes. The Germans scoring the only goal of the period. There's the score after 40 minutes of play. We're going to be back with the third and final period in just a moment. Join us then. Welcome back to the third and final period. Here we are with the Finns going up against the Germans. 2-2 the score. And the Finnish supporters are enjoying this one. They would love to see more goals coming from their Finnish team though, but the man in goal for Germany, Pepe Heiss, really has been outstanding. Schmidt gets it to the far side. The tap forward. Nieminen. Finland now playing from left to right on the attack with Nieminen. Curry breaking towards the goal. Dieter Hagen getting back. Some good back checking by him. Jutila keeps it in. Nieminen drops it off. Curry is right out front. Turkinen tried to get the pass to him. Heiss put that one into the corner. And again we see some action around that German goal. Luma to the far side. Nieminen has the touch. An easy one there for Heiss to poke to the far side. Dieter Hagen brings it up slowly. Hagen. A lazy shot to the far side, picked up by Draisaitl. 1:04 gone in the period. Keskinen. Salan on the backhand side. Took it right across the goal. Some good stuff from him. Teemu Salan, always dangerous. Brandl. Kammerer and Brandl. Oh, a nice move by Brandl. Gets round Newman and tries to bring it out front. Tackle was there to tip it away. And Newman gets it to the far side. A lot of room now for the Finns to move as they bring it forward. Keskinen. Into the far corner. Kammerer. Kiesling. The backhanded pass intended for Brandl. It was too far for him, but Brandl will get it anyway. Kammerer, a terrible pass from him. Hands it right to Keskinen. 2 minutes now gone in the period. Brandl for Germany. Oh, good little move to get away from Suominen. Perhaps one too many moves, but eventually Kupp picks it up. He loses control to Suominen. And the Germans playing with more confidence now in the third period. This game is level at 2 apiece. Kiesling gets away from Ruutu as that comes along the boards. Ruutu hammers Kupp into the boards. The long pass up the middle, it was too far for anyone. Hilger getting away from Ruutu. Hilger gets it back. And the Germans being forechecked in the neutral zone still persevere and get it into the zone. Henriksen along to the far side. Järvinen. Well, we're having a slight problem every now and then with pictures, but don't adjust your sets. We have a great game here. between the Germans and the Finns. We're in the third period and it's 2 goals apiece, and really anything can happen here. Siren along the boards. Nieminen dropping it back, picked up by Schertz. Schertz is brought to the ice by Siren, and the referee's arm is in the air to indicate a penalty.
You see Hansen calling the play as a hook. Siren going to the penalty box. Gets the stick out, just barely puts it in. Schertz with a great job of Hollywood acting on this. Just barely touches him. Schertz has been practicing that one for a while. The Germans have gained confidence. They are skating better. The Finns are really starting to take the body, though. The next goal in this game is going to be a big one.
The face-off in Finnish territory. Draisaitl loses out to Turkkanen. And the Finns will hang on to it as long as they can. Curry forechecking. Draisaitl picks that up and drops it off to Dieter Hagen. Hagen can't get around Jutila. Gives it off to Turkkanen. Turkkanen on the right wing. Throws it back into center ice. And Curry takes it for a walk. All the way down the ice. Henriksen makes the clearance. 1:28 on the penalty. Schmidt. 2-2 the score here in the third period. Curry comes off for a rest, and he really does look relaxed out there. Draisaitl getting it up to Hagen. Dieter Hagen has Suominen all over him. Gets it to the far side to Trunchka. Back to Niederberger. Niederberger, who took that shot in the second period, is back on the ice, and that's good to see. Ruutu trying to do the old dipsy doodle out there. Can't get away with it. 1 minute on the penalty. Not much of a power play from the Germans here in the third period. Draisaitl brings his man down. That was Jyrki Luma, who was brought heavily to the ice. Hagen skates towards the blue line, but has no one to pass to. Now he's going to try to do it again. The chance for Draisaitl. He takes a shot and he misses the far corner. Oh, a great opportunity there. Nieminen goes to the far end of the rink.
You can see the linesman looking up into the air. The referee going over to have a word. What's going on? There seems to be a problem with the lights. He's asking them probably if they've paid their electrical bill this month. I'm not sure. He had a little smile on his face. The light's definitely dimmed. You can see everybody in the building looking up.
Maybe they're all going to light candles now, or matches. We're going to take a short break while they try to sort this out. Join us in a moment. The score here is Germany 2, Finland 2. Lots more action to come. Welcome back to the third period here in Turku, Finland. 2-2 the score, Germany and Finland, with the Germans playing from right to left. And it appears that they've sorted out the light situation here. It went dark for a moment. 19 seconds on the Finnish penalty as Curry goes up against Pokorny. The pass to the far side to Brandl. Brandl drops it off. The Germans really have to make something of this power play situation. 6 seconds now on the clock on the penalty. Behind the goal, the penalty has been killed off successfully. That comes to the side of the goal. There's a man right in front. Koch was right there. Coming down now, Vilasiren dropping it off for Curry. Curry gets it forward for Nieminen. He didn't know it was there. And the Germans with Kammerer back on the attack. Down the left wing, the rink-wide pass to Brandl. Taken out of the play nicely. Nieminen trying to muscle his way over the blue line. That'll go back to Numminen. He's got Jutila way back in the zone, but decides to go himself. The give and go just doesn't come off. 6 minutes gone here in the third period. The score is level, still anyone's game. Hilger poked away from him at the last minute. Along the boards now. Salan working with Suominen. Salan breaking free, but he's poke checked at the last minute. Wagner is all over him. Hilger gets it along the boards and away from Jutila to the far side. Keskinen can't control that. Salan looking for Keskinen. Oh, some good defensive stuff by the Germans, and in particular Wagner. That comes out to Werner, and he bounces that hard off the boards. Suominen gets it over. The long pass into the neutral zone is picked up by Esa Keskinen. Now on the attack, the Finns working right in the shot. Pepi Heist makes the save on Suominen. Suominen still has possession, dropping it off to Rutinen. Rutinen in turn drops it off to Salan. He takes the shot. Oh, and that's cleared away at the last second by Wrench.
The Finns with great puck movement, excellent job of skating away from the play, really used each other well. Salan, who's so dangerous, just about had the tiebreaker.
Keesing puts it in, and Henriksen goes and picks it up for Finland. And again, the Finns come back on the attack. Jyrki Luma being chopped all the way. Still, it's Luma. So strong, so aggressive. Luma trying to get it out to number 20, Risto Kirkinen. Luma hammers his man. Kirkinen goes in after Brandl, or Kiesling rather. Rumrek is there, and he was dropped to the ice. The Germans are falling all over the place, having trouble with this tenacious forechecking. Ruutu hooking Kiesling. Kiesling gets away from his man, and eventually loses possession of the puck to Luma. A long pass up on the wing intended for Ruutu. Schmidt goes in after him, but Heist clears it away as far as the blue line. Luma backhands it in. Oswald. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Rumrek stops right in the semicircle, and the call is interference.
Hansen not far away from that play. Could clearly see what was going on and didn't like it. Rumrek, who isn't happy, will sit for the interference. Rumrek, about a minute earlier, had been belted into the boards by Jyrki Luma. Quite possibly stunned, but not stunned enough to commit the offense, and he'll go to the penalty box. The Finns are really starting to skate well. This is where the Germans could be in serious trouble.
Ruutu still out there, wins the draw and gets it to Jyrki Luma. Curry, Nieminen, back to Curry. Curry to Siren. Getting it back to the far side to Luma. Into Curry. Some great stuff from Finland. The crowd really getting behind them. Luma to Siren. Siren takes the shot. The save is there. It's right out front. Nieminen just couldn't put it by the skates of Pepi Heist. Ruutu along the boards. Dieter Hagen eventually gets it to Niederberger, but he can't get it out of the zone. Curry back into the corner. Curry back to Luma. Luma takes the shot. That's right in front. Ruutu wants it. That comes back to Luma. He's got Siren on this side. The pass comes over. Ville Siren taps it into Ruutu. Ruutu behind the goal. Curry back to Luma. Some good stuff as Luma takes a shot, and that takes a deflection high, but listen to that crowd. A lot of support for Finland on this power play.
Quite a power play it is. 4 NHLers and Mika Nieminen, who could play anywhere in the world probably. So much skill. The 5 of them could cause problems for anyone. They're really moving the puck around well. That was that blast earlier that Salan took that went off the goalpost. So close of an opportunity.
1 minute on the penalty. The Germans well and truly under pressure. Jutila got it into the corner. The clearance goes high and into the neutral zone. Numminen. 44 seconds now on the penalty clock. The rush is on. Salan flips it into the far corner, goes after it himself. Pokorny golfs that one all the way down the ice, and Taco comes out and leaves it for Jutila. Keskinen breaking down the middle of the ice. Keskinen tries to put a little move there on the defenseman, and Pepi Heist comes out to make the easy save.
Keskinen electing to go 1-on-2 with the defense rather than just get over the blue line and control it. Heist able to get the puck and hang on. He'll take a face-off. The Germans doing a good job of killing this off. They've been under pressure though. 20 seconds yet to go on this power play for the Finns.
Keskinen stays out there. This time it's won by the Germans and it's cleared out of the zone quickly. 15 seconds on the penalty, coming up to the midway point in the third period. 10 minutes now remaining on the game. Jutila pushes his man out of the play, and the Finns back on the attack. Keskinen tipping it forward, batted down on the D, and Rundrek steps back on the ice, and the whistle blows, and the Germans are back at full strength. 2-2 the score here in the third period. Ruutu started things off for Finland. Dieter Hagen leveled the score for Germany. Henriksen replied just before the end of the period, and Draisaitl got the only goal for the Germans in the second period. So it's 2 apiece. The German supporters are enjoying this one. This is one of their finest performances in this tournament so far.
They are playing a strong game. They have improved as the tournament's gone on. There's a lot of Finnish support though, and they're not going to give up on the home side.
Ruutunen gets that one along the boards, and the Germans will bring it out. Berwanger. Hilger dropped to the ice. Kirkinen, far side. Ruutu goes after Kiesling. Kiesling slowly gets it across, and Berwanger has problems just on his own blue line. Henriksen comes to the rescue for Finland. Jyrki Luma, who never seems to leave the ice, gives it off. Not a great pass there for Henriksen. He has to get himself out of trouble. Gives it off to Ruutu. Shot in nicely by Meyer. Henriksen. Perhaps at times just one too many moves from the Finnish team, but they look good. They look confident, and they're throwing the puck around nicely. Some good back checking there by Curry. Curry out front. Oh, just couldn't get the pass from Turkinen. It's still not away. A shot. Turkinen was right in front. Curry takes a hammering by Rundrek along the boards. Still, it's Finland with Nieminen getting it back to Luma. Luma fakes the shot. Luma fakes another one. It goes into the corner. Jyrki Luma goes up against number 6, Meyer, right out front. And again, it's Turkinen who is robbed. Peltoma was right there too. Kiesling goes after this. Niederberger beats him to it and loses control of the puck. Some great stuff from the Finns as Turkinen tries to get it out front. All the way back to the blue on the far side. Luma keeps it in. Right across the goal. That takes the deflection. And again, Luma is there to help bat it in and keep it in. The long shot coming from Villasiren is eventually batted down by the D. And the Germans go for a well-deserved break as they put that down the ice.
The Finns applying a lot of pressure. Anybody and everybody that they throw on the ice is going for the goal now.
Keskinen steps over the blue line, but is poke checked at the last moment. Jutila will go after this one. Trunska shoots that along the boards. Solan is way back there to help out for Finland. And that's been the story of the entire game. Jutila. The forwards are getting right back into the zone to help out. Trunska. A nice little tip up to Dieter Hagen. He's got Draisaitl. Hagen topping it forward to Draisaitl. Keskinen interfered with him, and that went into the corner. Now it's Finland with Solan. Solana breaking down the right wing. Goes into the corner. Solan squeezed out of the play, still has possession, gives it to Suominen. Suominen gets it out front. There's no one there with a white shirt on to pick it up. Niederberger, the long shot, tackle. Bats it back out to the blue. A good move by Taco to keep the play moving. Peltoma's on the far side. He gets the pass from Ruutunen. The shot took a deflection. Peltoma goes after it and hammers Kiesling into the boards. Ruutu gets it back to the top of the circle. The shot coming from Peltoma. Ruutunen fires it back in. Kiesling brings it out. Non-stop action as Brandl gets a piece of it now. Kammerer golfs at that, and that goes high and ends up in the far corner. Jutila shoots it out into the neutral zone, and Kiesling picks it up. Kammerer goes after that. Oh! Taco fanned on that. How did they miss that? Brandel was right in front of the goal. The puck was lying there and he missed it.
Close one for the Germans. It's their turn to put some pressure on.
The shot coming right in. Taco comes out, makes the save. Kammerer starts to mix it up in front of the goal. Brandel was all over the place for Germany.
Taco shaking his head, trying to get his bearings together here. He got a bad bounce earlier and then found on a shot. It just about cost him, but he does well here to come out and take the angle away. Some good stuff from Brandel. Ketterer's waiting for a rebound, but it's not going to happen.
Berwanger drops it back. A shot coming from the face-off from Hilger is wide of the net. Luma still out there. Luma to the far side. The pass in the neutral zone hits a skate, and Luma has to go and help out. Henriksen, Siren, Nieminen, not a good pass for him. Taco makes the save off the blocker and puts it into the corner. Curry off the boards to Luma. Nieminen. And it really does look like the Finns have gone into a slow down mode here as Hilger shot that back into Finnish territory. Nieminen and Curry. Nieminen allowed to walk right in. That goes as far as Jutila. He takes the shot. The goaltender is down, but the shot doesn't come through. Still 2-2 here in the third period. Less than 5 minutes remaining. Nieminen and Hilger muscle it up on the ice. Jutila gets it forward. A chance now for Finland. Nieminen waltzes right in. Nieminen hangs onto it. Nieminen being shadowed by Niederberger. The long shot. That takes a deflection. Niederberger goes in after it. Nieminen gets there first. Trunchka tries to get it on a stick. Eventually he does, and he backhands it down the ice.
The Germans, out of desperation, take the icing call. They're going to make a line change. The Finns are really taking their time in the zone. This is the play earlier. Numminen is a defenseman playing like a defenseman. He's at the blue line. Blue line meet Hilger. Hilger meet blue line. He's taken right out of the play and wrestled down to the ice. A good play from Numminen. The Finns offensively are taking too long to get their shots away, though. They're going into the corners, around the back of the net, and not coming out of it with anything. They're being a little bit too cute at the moment.
Less than 5 minutes on the game. The score is level at 2 apiece. What a finish we have in store. Finland against Germany. The Finnish supporters getting behind them. Jutila takes the shot. It's stopped at the defense. Suominen keeps it in, bats it back to the German defense, and eventually it's cleared out. Trunchka to Draisaitl to Trunchka. Numminen ties up Trunchka, and there really doesn't seem to be much penetration from the Germans here. Suominen, once they get it, they just dump it into the neutral zone. Keskinen, Draisaitl wants to get it out. He gets as far as the hash marks, and that eventually trickles out over the red line. Salan for Finland to the far side. Trunchka shadows him. The official waves that off. Salan tries to get the pass away, and back come the Germans. Trunchka giving it off. Trunchka has to slow himself down as he works with Dieter Hagen. Trunchka taken out of the play nicely. Curry back on the attack. Gary Curry working with Keskinen. Gary Curry, the shot. Oh, and that trickled through the pads just to the side of the net. The loose puck is there. And again, the Germans hammering off the boards down the ice. The crowd doesn't like that. But you've got to take the pressure off somehow.
Heiss just got enough of that backhander to keep it out of the goal. Situations like this, Gary Curry can turn it on so quickly. He's so deceptive. It doesn't look like he's even skating on the out there. And all of a sudden he's around one man, around two, and he's off and running. This guy can really turn it on.
Luck going with Pepi Heiss, the German goalie. He has been spectacular at times, but every goaltender from time to time needs a bit of luck.
Well, they certainly do. He's made so many key, outstanding saves. To come up with a little bit of luck is certainly a feather in his hat.
Nieminen gets it back to Luma. Luma, the shot, and that's in the net! This time, Pepe Heiss is beaten.
Right off the face-off, that shot was a bullet. What a drive. Watch Luma move the puck over.
17.
The big shot from Jari Kurri, that is in the goal. Rebound cleanly won by Nieminen. Luma looks up, there's Kurri, it's a one-timer. Shots like this are what have made this man so famous. Right from the blue line, drills it into the side of the net. Excellent goal.
Well, that's why he was one of the greats with Edmonton for 10 years. 30-year-old Jari Kurri, now with the Milano Devils, showing his class. 6th goal, 5th assist, 11 points in the tournament.
Well, there's a look at him on the bench taking a rest. He's a household name in a lot of countries throughout the world in ice hockey. 2nd all-time leading NHL scorer.
So now the Germans with their work cut out for them. Time running out on the clock. The pass intercepted by Wagner. Eventually given off to Wrench. Wrench running into trouble in his own zone. Gets the return pass from Wagner. The fans will be happy if the result stays this way. Jutila trips his man right in front of the official, and it's waved off, so play continues here in the 3rd period. Schmidt up onto the blue. Nieminen presses his man against the plexi, and that's the kind of thing you're going to see from these big, burly defensemen for Finland. Jutila being hooked by Draisaitl. Eventually taken out of the play along the boards. The Germans have to bring it forward. They're looking for the quick break. That's the kind of thing they need, is to find Dieter Hagen floating around the red line like he did last time to level the score in the 1st period.
Olenek will be pulling out all the stops here. Like you said, Paul, trying to get Hagen behind the defense, that's not a bad move. It's either going to be Hagen or Draisaitl or Trunchka, one of the goal scorers. They'll try and move him back there, see if they can catch the Finns on their heels. They're all looking at the clock. A second over 2 minutes left to go.
These are the boys who can do it for Germany if they get the opportunity. Turkinen took a shot at that. 2 minutes on the clock. Germany working it forward. Can they level the score? Trunchka tips it into the zone. Siren goes after it. Hagen is there too as that comes deep down the ice. Schmidt gets the pass from Niederberger and gives the return pass. The little touch there, too far for Dieter Hagen, and the Germans will have to do it again. Kurri is back out on the ice.
The Germans can't play with the puck in the neutral zone. They've got to get it to center and throw it in and get 2 men after it.
Hagen has just done that, but Luma gets there first. Hagen. Oh, that's a giveaway by Luma. Hagen has got it. He's got Draisaitl right in there. Niederberger couldn't get the shot away. The break is now on. Nieminen with Kurri. Right in front. The tip is there. Kurri was there. Turkinen was there. They couldn't put it in the far side. Trunchka back on the attack. Dieter Hagen takes the shot, and that's kicked away by Taco. 1 minute on the clock. Trunchka tips it back into the corner. Draisaitl took a heavy hit in the corner. Pokorny sidesteps his man, gets it to the side of the net. Trunchka is there. Nieminen is back to help out, as is Kurri. All the Finns are back as that's tipped along the boards. It goes as far as Pokorny. He has trouble with it in his skate. Shoots it in. That hits a body. And it's cleared out of the zone. 30 seconds on the clock. Coming right in on goal. Ruutu was down to help out. Turkinen now breaking. The break is on. The lazy shot on the open goal. Christian Ruutu makes it 4-2. Listen to this crowd.
Ruutu at one end, slides back and makes a good defensive play. very quickly responds. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points in the tournament. A good heads-up pass from Turkinen as the play gets out of the zone. Very much a heads-up play from Ruutu to make sure he's over the center ice line before he shoots the puck toward the open goal.
He had so many options here. Salan was on the right wing calling for it, tapping the ice. But Ruutu knew what he was going to do all the time. 4-2 the score now. Finland well and truly in the lead. And they're going to kill off the dying seconds of this game. Numminen with just 6 seconds on the clock to Jutala. The steam has gone from the German attack. A great victory here for the Finns over the Germans. 4-2 is the final score. An excellent performance from Josef Pepi-Heis in the German goal. He really did hold them in.
The Finns turned it on when they had to. Pepi-Heis should not have his head down. He played a whale of a game. Deserves a lot of credit for keeping the Germans as close as he did.
Well, the teams go back and congratulate their goaltenders. Let's take a look. If you've just joined us,